Hello and welcome to day 9 of your 14-day challenge. Today's practice will be all about back strength and movement through the back body. Let's get started. Begin in a reclined position, lying all the way onto your back. You can adjust to bring your feet together and your knees open to the sides, or you can choose to keep your legs stretched out straight if that's more comfortable. Let your eyes close. Take a little time just to feel the inner sensation of your body. Start to feel the flow and sensation of your breath as well. And then let your breath become more full, more spacious within that internal space. And as you breathe more deeply, allow your body to become more relaxed, almost like you're melting into the mat. Bring your knees all the way up. Walk your feet out wide toward the edges of your mat. Let your knees fall in toward each other. And you can bring your arms overhead in a cactus position here as well. And then just rotate your knees to the right and to the left. Just getting some movement into the hips. Come back through center and walk your feet in. And bring your knees into your chest. Hug your knees in. And you can hold here or add a little movement by rolling from one side to the other. Then lower your feet down onto the mat, placing your feet about hip distance apart, and you can rest your arms beside your hips. As you push into the floor, squeeze your glutes and lift your hips off of the floor. And we're going to alternate marching movements with the legs. So as you shift your weight into your right foot, pick up your left knee, lifting your left foot toward the ceiling, and then step it back down. Okay, and then shift into your left leg, pick up the right foot, and step down. Now, as you're doing this, try to keep your glutes squeezed and your hips lifted. We're going to the right foot, lift the left leg, step down, left foot, lift the right leg. Okay, keep alternating, and as each leg takes over, you're keeping that strength to allow the hips to remain elevated as you march. So this will start warming up your glute muscles, your leg muscles, and a little bit of core. Keep yourself in that practice of breathing slow, steady breaths so that the breath actually helps you warm up your body. Do a few more rounds. Okay, and lower your hips down onto the floor. Rest out into a comfortable position. Bending up both legs, place your feet onto the mat. You're starting in that same position that we did for the marches. Lift your hips, squeezing into the glutes. Bring your weight into your right leg and stretch your left leg forward so that your two thighs are parallel and your left leg's on a diagonal line. Lower to a hover and then squeeze and lift back up. Try that again, to a hover. Squeeze and lift up. Again, hover. Squeeze and lift. Twice more. Hover. Squeeze and lift. Do that once more. Hover. Squeeze and lift. And then release your left foot. Bring your weight into your left leg. Extend your right leg so that your two thighs are parallel to each other. Lower to a hover. Squeeze and lift. Hover. Squeeze and lift. Hover. Squeeze and lift. Let's do that twice more. Lower to a hover. Squeeze and lift. Once more. Hover. Squeeze and lift. Release your right foot. Release both hips down. And again, just stretch out into a comfy position. This time, as you bend up your knees, bring both knees back to your chest. Then twist your knees over to the left. Now, rather than just opening your right arm out to the right and holding a twist, we're actually going to start facing toward the right-hand side so that your right palm's on top of your left palm and you're laying on your left side. And then as you inhale, open the right arm into the twist. And then exhale, go all the way back until your palms touch. Inhale to the twist. And exhale back. Inhale to twist. And exhale back. Do that twice more. Inhale to twist. Exhale back. Once more. Inhale. And exhale. Come back through center. Take your knees over to the right. Start by laying on your right side, palms together. And then inhale, open your left arm, twisting toward the left. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, open the left arm. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. Let's come all the way back to the middle. As you're rolling onto your back from here, you can bring yourself all the way up and through to seated. Come forward onto your hands and knees. Find a nice neutral table position for your spine. Keep your core steady. Stretch your right leg back behind you. Bend your right knee so the sole of your foot is facing toward the ceiling and press your foot up a little higher. Hold. Keep your core toned in. Good, and release the right knee. Stretch your left leg back behind you. Bend your knee so the sole of your foot faces the ceiling. Press the sole of your foot up higher, squeezing into your left butt cheek. Tone your core in. Hold. Release it down. Take your right leg back. Bend your knee. Sole of the foot faces up, pressing up. Now take that knee into center and open your knee toward the right, just to a comfortable amount. Hold. Take it back into center and draw the leg behind you, pressing the sole of your foot toward the ceiling. Reduce the arch in the lower back. Take it back into center, open it to the right once again, hold. Take it back to center and release the knee to the floor. Stretch your left leg behind you, bend your knees, sole of the foot presses up. Tuck the knee into center and then open it out to the left, hold. You're squeezing more through the outer side of your glute muscles, so the outer side of the hips. Come back through center, press that left foot toward the ceiling behind you, tone the core muscles in. Come back through center, open the left knee to the side, hold. And release it down. Tuck under all 10 toes and lift slowly into downward dog, just letting your hips stretch up and back. Really shift the weight back into your legs so that there's fairly minimal pressure on the heel of your hand and your wrist. As you press the weight back toward your heels, you might walk your heels down one at a time or add in any other movement that feels good. Or you might choose to be more still here. Begin to walk your palms backward in small steps toward your feet. You'll arrive near the back end of your yoga mat in a forward fold. You can hang your arms or hold onto opposite elbow as you relax your neck and shoulders. Releasing your arms, bend your knees slightly and slowly bring yourself all the way up to standing. Once you arrive in standing, press down through both feet and grow up tall through the crown of your head. From here, stretch up, inhale, reaching your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Come up to a half lift and pause here. Bring your hands up onto your shins. Push your shins against your hands and lengthen the crown of your head forward so that your whole spine, including the backside of your neck, is really long. Take a few more breaths here. And then bend your knees to fold, exhale. Walk your palms all the way forward, coming back to the top of the mat. This time arrive in plank pose, bringing your shoulders over top of your palms. Engage your abdomen in and lengthen forward as you push into the ground. Press backward with your heels to engage your legs even more. Hold for 3. for 2. And 1. Then lower your knees and come down to the mat for a slow count of 3, bending your elbows for 2 and 1. Lower yourself right down onto your belly. Slide your arms off of the mat beside you on the floor into a cactus position. You can start with your forehead on the mat. And initially, just lift your arms a few inches off of the floor, holding that cactus shape. Turn on the muscles on the backside of your shoulders. And then engage your back muscles and peel your head and chest up, activating between the shoulder blades on the backside of the shoulder, and then of course your spinal muscles and even your glutes and legs. Take your arms straight back, palms facing downward as you rise your chest up, engaging all the way through your backside. Hold. Place your hands beside your rib cage on the mat in cobra position. Hug your elbows inward, activate the back muscles, maybe curl up just a tiny bit more. And then exhale, lower your chest, push all the way up onto hands and knees, and head back into downward dog. In downward dog, come up onto your toes a little higher and walk your toes forward in small steps toward the top end of your mat. Once at the top, slide your hands to shins, push your shins forward, come up to a flat back, engage your back muscles and hamstrings. Exhale, fold. Press into the ground, inhale, reach all the way up, come all the way up to the top. And exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back into high plank. Lower yourself down through chaturanga. You can use your knees on the mat here if you'd like. Lower halfway, and then you can either go right down onto your belly and come through to cobra pose, or curl up into upward facing dog, nice and strong through your back. Then exhale, transition back into your downward facing dog. This time as you roll up onto your toes, you can walk, step, or even hop to the very top of the mat. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise and reach your arms up high. And exhale, release your arms down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Plant your palms. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower down through chaturanga. Inhale to cobra pose or upward facing dog. Exhale back to downward dog. From downward dog, step, walk, or hop forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and reach up overhead. Exhale, release your arms. Reach all the way up, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Come up halfway, flat back. And fold. Pause here. Leave your right foot at the top and step your left foot all the way back and lower your left knee down onto the floor. As you lower down, rise your torso up, reach your arms up over your head. Tone your front side in so the bottom ribs and the core muscles stay nice and strong. Bend your elbows like a cactus. Squeeze the muscles in between the shoulder blades so it draws the shoulder blades a little closer together. As you inhale, stretch your arms all the way back up. Exhale, cactus bend, squeeze into the back muscles. Inhale, arms rise up. Okay, keep going with your breath. Make sure that the ribs stay drawn in so that you're not pushing your front side forward and creating a back bend, but you're actually keeping some length in your lower back muscles. And one more. Take the arms all the way up, inhale, and lower your fingertips, exhale. Tuck your back toes and raise up your back knee, adjusting your feet into a strong lunge position. Start off on your fingertips and get really light on the fingers so that you can bring your torso to a hover over that front right thigh and send your arms straight back with palms facing down. Try to create a diagonal line from your back heel to the crown of your head. You're still keeping those front ribs in, but you're allowing the back muscles to contribute a lot of strength to this pose as well. Keep everything like that, but reach your arms straight forward, elongating that diagonal line even more. And then come all the way up to high lunge, pressing downward into your feet, still toning the front side in, and elongating your tailbone toward the floor. Bringing your hands onto hips. Take your torso forward back to that diagonal line, but this time gently press off of your left toes, stand into your right leg. Bring the left leg up toward hip height and roll your left hip down so that you're moving into a warrior 3 variation. Stretch your arms straight back like airplane wings, squeezing once again between the shoulder blades, keeping the back muscles really strong. We're going to stand all the way up, pull that left knee up in front of you, and interlace your hands around the left knee as you stand tall. You can pull that knee up and in toward you. Exhale, release your left leg down, stand into both feet, take a nice deep breath. Then inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Fold forward, exhale. This time, leave your left foot at the top, step your right toes back. Lower your right knee down onto the floor. Bring your torso all the way up. Stretch your arms up overhead. Tone the front side in. And bend your elbows like a cactus, activating the upper back. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Twice more. Exhale. One more like that. And exhale. Bring your arms up. Inhale. Release your hands all the way down as you exhale. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee, and adjust your feet into a really strong lunge position. Get light on your fingertips. Let the legs really take over here. And bring your torso to a hover, sending your arms straight back and lengthen from your back heel to your crown like you're drawing a diagonal line. Turn on the back muscles, support with your belly button drawing in, and you can even use your triceps muscles to engage and stretch the arms back. Now keep all of that, send your arms straight forward, elongate that diagonal line more, and then come all the way up into high lunge, drive your feet into the ground. Just take a few nice deep breaths. Taking your hands to hips, lengthen your torso forward on that diagonal line once again. Bend your back knee and slowly press off of those right toes. Stand into your left leg and bring your right leg up toward hip height, rolling the right hip down. And with hands onto hips, you can kind of feel the alignment of your hips and pelvis, so you can make adjustments to bring that pelvis into more of a level position. Then you might stretch your arms straight back like airplane wings. Stand all the way up, bring that right knee forward, take your hands around the right knee, pull it upward and inward, and stand tall into your left leg. And then just release your foot to the ground, stand into both legs, nice deep breath. Now from here, bring your weight over to your right leg, bend up your left knee, turn it out to the side, and place that left foot into tree pose. So you can either place your left foot low toward your ankle or calf, or you can slide it higher up so it rests on your inner thigh. Once you've got the tree pose set up, get really strong all the way up into the core muscles. Engage your back, shoulders draw back, and your palms can join, or reach your arms up overhead like tree branches. Bring your hands to hips. Turn the left knee forward, plucking your foot away from your right leg. As you lengthen your torso forward, stretch your left leg back behind you, so you're returning to that warrior 3 variation that we did just prior to this. Extend your arms back like airplane wings, nice and solid through your back. Slowly step back into a lunge. Land your left toes to the back end of the mat and sweep your arms all the way up overhead. Plant your palms down, and we're going to take that right leg all the way back toward downward dog, but then lift your right leg up toward the ceiling into 3-legged dog. Bend your right knee and curl your knee toward your forehead. Shift your weight forward, kind of like a plank. And then inhale, leg up to the sky. Do that again, knee toward forehead. And inhale, leg up to the sky. This time we're going to bring the right leg through, knee toward forehead. Lift your hips a bit. Step your right foot up to the top. Pivot your back toes toward the left for warrior two. And as you press through your feet, come up to warrior two and stretch your arms out parallel to the ground. Press both feet downward as you lengthen up through the crown of your head. Flip your right palm to face upward, stretch your right arm toward the ceiling, bring your left hand down onto the back leg, lengthen up and out of your lower back. Come back through center. Bring your fingertips around to the mat. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot. And as you step toward the top, you're going to launch off those left toes. Bring your left leg up in the air for one breath. And then exhale, land your left foot beside your right foot at the top of the mat and just relax your neck and shoulders. Inhale to half lift. And exhale to fold. Pressing through your feet, inhale, rise, sweeping your arms up. And exhale, release your arms. Shift your weight over to your left leg. Bend your right knee, open your right knee out to the side, and place your right foot up against your ankle, your calf, or even your inner thigh. Once you have your tree pose set up, you're generating strength from your leg into your core. You're opening up the front side of the shoulder so your back muscles are strong, and you can either bring your palms together or stretch your arms up. Bring your hands to hips. Turn the right knee forward, plucking your foot away from the left leg. Lengthen your torso forward as you extend the right leg back behind you. You're coming back into that warrior three variation that we did before. You can extend the arms back like airplane wings. Then from here, bend into your standing leg and step your right toes to the back of the mat to find a lunge. Bring your arms up overhead, pressing through the floor. Exhale, lower your hands to the mat. We're going into three-legged dog. So your left foot steps back and then left leg up toward the ceiling. Bend your left knee, curl it toward your nose. Shift your weight forward. Inhale, raise your leg. Exhale, knee toward nose. Inhale, raise the left leg. This time we'll bring it through, knee toward nose. Lift your hips a bit. Step your left foot to the top. Pivot your right toes toward the right. And bring yourself up to warrior two. Press down into the floor as you lengthen your spine. Turn your left palm to face the ceiling. Stretch your left arm up. Lower your right hand to your back leg and lengthen out of your lower back as you reach up and over with that left side. And keep pressing your feet into the floor. As you come back through center, take your fingertips around to the mat, pivot onto the ball of your back foot, bend into the back knee, launch off of those right toes, lift your right leg in the air for one big breath, and release your right foot down onto the mat, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Sit back into chair pose, bend both knees, engage your core, and reach up through your arms. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, sit back into chair. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, back into chair. Inhale, stand up. Now you can keep going like this, or bring your hands to the back side of your head with elbows out. Exhale, sit back, keeping the back of your neck long. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, stand up. One more time. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, stand up. And release your arms. Exhale. Picking up your left foot, step your left foot back and turn to face the left side. So all 10 toes are pointing at the left edge of your mat. Then extend your arms out to 5-pointed star. Turn your right foot to face the top end of your mat. Turn your back left foot just slightly inward. And you're going to be set up basically like you would for Warrior 2, but we'll keep the legs straight, lengthen forward, and bring your right hand down onto your right leg or onto a block. That way you can stretch your left fingertips upward and come into Trikonasana or triangle pose. Press strong through your legs. Keep the tone of your core muscles in and reach from your shoulder blade up through those left fingertips. Place your left hand onto your left hip, looking down. Bend your front knee and step your back foot up a little closer. And place your right hand about 1 foot ahead of your right baby toe, maybe using a block under your hand. Shift your weight into your right leg and work on bringing the left leg up toward hip height. As you start to feel both legs strong, you might choose to keep your left hand on your hip or raise your left arm toward the ceiling. Slowly step your left foot all the way back to where it was. Come up and through to 5-pointed star. And then turn your left foot toward the back end of your yoga mat. Turn your right foot in slightly and lengthen forward to bring your left hand to your left shin, or grab a block or a prop for under your left hand. And extend your right arm up toward the ceiling, reaching out from your back. Placing your right hand to your right hip, look down, bend into your front knee, and step your back foot up a bit closer. Place your left hand or block about 1 foot ahead. And as you shift your weight into your left leg, play around with bringing the right leg up. Activate both legs, even pressing outward through that lifted leg so it becomes really strong. It's going to help support the pose. Tone the core. Maybe reach up your right hand. Slowly step your right foot back to where it was. Turn back through 5-pointed star. Bring your hands onto your hips. And with your knees softened, hinge forward into a wide-legged forward fold. Let your hands lower to your mat, or you can place a block or a prop underneath your hands. Relax your neck and shoulders. Rise onto your fingertips. Turn toward the top end of your mat and walk your hands around, pivoting all 10 toes to face the top, and step back into downward facing dog. From downward dog, bring your knees to the mat and stretch all the way back into child's pose. From child's pose, bring yourself forward to hands and knees and lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you get to your belly, slide your arms back by your sides, turning your palms over to touch down onto the floor. Engage your back muscles, peel your chest up. Lift your arms up. So this is really similar to what we did earlier near the beginning of class, but then you might also lift your feet off of the floor. So you're lifting everything up, you're engaging full strength from your back. Now we're going to do a few repetitions, so we'll make this a bit more dynamic. On your exhale, lower down, and then inhale, engage and draw up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, engage and lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, engage and lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, engage and lift. Hold, keep breathing. Exhale, lower all the way down. Relax your arms and just rest your left cheek on the mat. Turn your chin forward, flip your palms over to touch down onto the ground once again, and just like we did before, engage, lift your chest, lift your arms, lift your legs. Option to stay here, or keeping that back body really strong, you can bend up your legs and reach back for your feet. If you feel pretty comfortable holding the feet, you're engaging those back muscles and you're driving your feet toward the ceiling. So you really want to use your glutes, your hamstrings here. It's a lot harder to breathe, but just keep your breath going as much as you can. Exhale, lower down, and relax your right cheek onto the mat and just let your body relax completely. Now, as you bend up both knees here, just rotate your feet from left to right a few times. Release your feet down and slowly bring yourself onto all fours. Once you get to your hands and knees, do a few rounds of cat and cow to move your spine to get into the muscles that we were just working on. From there, swing your legs all the way around to seated. Extend your legs out in front of you and bring the soles of your feet together, knees open to the sides, just keeping more of a diamond shape with the legs so your heels are actually away from your body. Fold forward, placing your hands onto your feet or stretching your arms out in front of you, and again, just relax your neck and shoulders. Slowly bring your spine all the way up. Straighten your right leg and bring your left foot up against your right inner thigh, facing toward that right leg. Reach up. You're welcome to bend your right knee a bit as you fold forward. Take hold of your right foot, ankle, or even place your hands on the mat next to your leg. Bring your spine all the way back up and switch legs, stretching your left leg straight, bend your right leg, place your foot to inner thigh, reach up and fold over. Bring your spine all the way up, stretching both legs out in front of you. Reach up and fold over both legs. You can add a bend into your knees and you can hold your feet or ankles or your mat. And again, relax your neck and shoulders. Bring your spine all the way up and lower yourself onto your back. Bend up both of your knees and wrap your right leg over your left leg tightly. Lift and shift your hips over to the right. twist your knees over to the left. Open your right arm out to the right. Option 2, uncross the legs and stack your knees instead if that feels better. Take your twist back through center and wrap your left leg over your right leg. Lift and shift your hips to the left and twist your knees to the right as you open your left arm to the left. Bring your twist back to center, unwind, and stretch all the way out into Shavasana for your final rest. Can begin to bring movement back. And take a few of those deep breaths as you start to stretch out. And eventually, as you bring your arms overhead, bend up your knees and slowly roll yourself over onto one side. And bring yourself all the way up to a seated position from there. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you feel strong and tall as you step off of your mat, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Namaste.